Alright, so I wanted to do a video on how to clear the spine in Dragon Soul solo. Because there's a lot of things that have to happen. So first you want to start the encounter. You're going to tell this guy to bring this ship in closer. Closer to that guy. Once we clear this guy, and then we're like, okay, we're ready to move on to the next phase, we're good to go. But some important things to remember while you're doing this and not understanding. So these two guys, they're going to head up inside here, or actually the captain, they'll be inside here. But we got to protect these guys. There's certain mobs that are going to spawn. These two guys drop down the deck. The most important thing is you'll see one of these drakes will fly in. By the way, kill these drakes. You're going to see a drake fly in. You'll see a message comes across that says a sapper has been dropped onto the deck. You got to make sure that you clear him out before he gets into those dudes in there. So keep that in mind while you're doing this fight. It'll give you an idea of what's going on. So start the fire at level 120. It's not too big of a deal with fire. Okay, here comes the sapper. So he'll come down, and then you can see he'll phase in, and you just take him out. So if he gets in there, he will pretty much ruin this part. So that's the most important part of this entire thing. Just make sure that that sapper is taken care of, and everything else will be, taken care of. So as soon as those drakes come in close enough, take them out. So as you can see, the Skyfire is taking so much damage. Eventually what's going to happen, here comes another sapper. This guy is eventually going to get pissed off, and he is going to drop in himself. So there's another sapper. I'm 120 with 461 item level, so most of these guys, the one shot. So if you're at level and you're trying to clear that, obviously those swirls that are coming down in this fire, you don't want to stand in that. At my level, I'm not too concerned. I'm just waiting for all this role playing to happen and continue and do what I need to do. So here comes these guys. Here comes another sapper trying to sneak in. Kill these drakes. After I kill these two drakes, more than likely he's going to be a little bit irritated and he's going to drop in. So we'll see where we're at. So those guys back there, they're doing their little thing over there, and eventually they lure this dude in. So here's the boss. Clear him out. I'm actually going to dismiss my pet, because the next section, I don't want him killing tentacles before I want them. And if you're a low level, don't stand in that purple. Just like any other raid. Don't stand in stupid. Okay. So, now once you're done with that, these dudes will move back out here, and they'll see if you want to move on to the next phase. So, just tell them, hey, pull us in closer to Deathwing. So we're getting closer and come down what's called the spine. Okay, so his head's over there, and eventually these plates right here that go across from left to right, you'll see that we need to peel those off. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to make explosions happen. First, we're going to kill 3 tentacles. Okay, so, but you also have to remember you need to be, he's going to roll. So just keep going like this, left to right. So that way, he's just maintaining whatever he needs to do. So, kill these guys. Alright, so now these corrupted bloods. You're going to need 10 of these corrupted bloods. And what you're going to do is, once these corrupted bloods die, you see this little puddle on the ground. That's called, generic way of saying there's a puddle. Okay. So once we get 10 puddles, we'll kill this corruption back there, or most people call it a tentacle. When the tentacle dies, a little amalgamation will appear. We don't want to target him. What I'll do is, right now I got myself targeted because I don't want these guys to die. I want them all to die in the exact same area, so that way I don't have to kite them around everywhere and get them inside these bloods. Okay. So, and as you can see, at the same time, I'm going left to right, and you can see the messages at the top. Hey, he senses I'm over here. And then he senses I'm over here, and then he senses. That's why I'm going back and forth. This looks a little annoying. Okay. So, if you're doing this with a bunch of people, you all have to maintain this, or you need to do the old mechanics and actually do it that way. Okay, so I got my puddles. So I'm going to pull my amalgamation. So as you see, I targeted myself because I want him to come over. And once he's at a 10, so you see that little bubble. Then you can take a look at him. Okay, he's at 9, so that's enough. So now I'm going to kill him near this plate. So you see this nuclear blast. That nuclear blast is going to blast open his plate, and then you're going to kill this tendon right there. As you can see, that's that tendon. Now it's ripped off. So now I want to get rid of all of the corruption, all those tentacles. Because I don't want the tentacles up front. All I want is just to have it like I just was. Okay, we're just going to rinse and repeat this. So, got all my amalgamations up front, and they're soaking up those puddles. Alright, so here's a cool thing. So let's take a look back. So there's now 8 places where tentacles can spawn, but 7 are available. So that means they will spawn 7 different types of these corruptions. And these corruptions are the ones that create the puddles that we're looking for. So we actually had a couple puddles in the beginning, so that's helpful. But as you can see, I targeted myself because I don't want to kill them on accident with my melee, because I am pretty well geared, and I'm just not interested in taking my gear off and accidentally vendoring it. So that's why I'm just keeping it the way I am. Plus a little stubborn. It's just a pain in the butt. Take the gear on, put it back on, or take it off and put it back on. Did I put the right thing on? I've actually vendored things on accident because of stuff like this. So now I'm going to kill that tentacle, and it's going to create the amalgamation, or the amalgai. There he is. Wait for his belly to. There it is. So look at that. So now if we kill him, he's going to do the little nuclear blast. There we go. So here goes the nuclear blast. We just got to let that plate pop open. So you got to make sure it's near the plate, or it's not going to. So there we go. We're going to clear out that tentacle. We're going to clear out that tentacle. And we're careful about not killing these corruptions. Now we can carry those into the next part. So this is the last plate, and I got a few there, and actually there's a few puddles back there too, but I want them up here, so that way I'm not having to kite them around. So just easier for me. I'm willing to spend a few more minutes and take my time, So I'm at a point where, I'm not dying. So I think that's about 10 right there. Let's kill that corruption back there. Be careful not to stay on one side so he doesn't roll and push me off. Target myself. Wait for that amalgamation. So got more than enough. So for whatever reason, he's not coming over. Okay. I think he was accidentally killed, but that's alright. We got him now. And you just kite him through those puddles until he gets the little belly thing, and he's, as you can select him, see the stack of 9. So as you see, damage increase, blah blah blah. So, and then when you kill him, he does a little nuclear blast. You know, if you kill him at like 6, 7, and etc., he won't do the nuclear blast. And that's pretty much how you do the spine. So, hope that's helpful, and I'd like to hear some feedback. Have a great night.